Prime Network presents Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. From the Great Western Forum here in Inglewood, California, it's a doubleheader. In match number 1, Coca-Cola and Volleyball Monthly. Then Toyota takes on Paul Mitchell. Hello again, everybody. Paul Sunderland, that's him. Chris Marlowe, that's me. Lakers won last night. Big win here on the Forum floor. NAFTA was decided earlier today. Now it's time to get down to serious business. Night 3, Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball. Teams appear set. We have 2 good teams and 2 medium teams. What's the motivation tonight?
Well, feel each other out. There are 2 teams that have advanced into the championship round, guaranteed. The other 2 teams going to be playing for 3rd and 4th because they've lost a couple of very, very tight matches. The standings are set for our final night, but we've got to get through tonight first. Toyota will play Paul Mitchell later on this evening. First up, Coca-Cola plays Volleyball Monthly. Because of their success in the earlier rounds, Toyota and Paul Mitchell have guaranteed themselves a spot in the finals. But you want to feel one another out. You want to get an advantage. You want to check on the health plan, so to speak, to be topical and see what's going on. When you're playing for 3rd and 4th, you just want to come out, earn some money, put on a good show, and go get ready for next year.
Coca-Cola has had a very interesting season. They've been up, they've been down, they've been close. Evaluate their lineup so far, each individual performance.
Well, Adam Johnson I will always like as a player. Good passer, good defensive player, has been good at times offensively. Kent Steffes has not been dominant enough, particularly on the left side. At times made a lot of hitting errors. Dan Hannon has struggled at times connecting with Matt Sonicson out of the middle. Evaldo Acosta, solid passer, not too much on the outside. I think Matt Sonicson has done a pretty good job running the offense and then getting finally to the biggest and certainly last but not least impact player on this squad, Craig Buck, who I don't think really has been getting the ball quite often enough offensively. And I think if you'd get set a lot more, you'd maybe be playing to get into the finals.
All right, Craig Buck obviously joining us now, the greatest blocker the United States has ever had, in my opinion. What is your most favorite memory when you played on the USA Olympic team?
I got to say the Pan American Games in 1987. We played in Indianapolis in an old gym called Hinkle Fieldhouse. And I think you were there. It was about 110 degrees, and we were down to Cuba, and we came back and won it in 5 in a real dramatic match.
Better than both Olympic Games, 84 and 88.
Well, the Olympics have special moments, but this was the hardest fought battle, you know, and you kind of appreciate the hard fought wins more than sometimes the easy.
Craig, you know, everybody focuses on your physical attributes. You're 6'9" and quick, but I think you're he's a big fella. That's right, he's a big fella. But you're really a smart blocker. Have you ever aspired to be a coach at the collegiate or international level?
Well, I've been very busy with my own business right now, so I'm attempting to do some things there. I have some interest. I guess if the business doesn't work out, I can always coach or keep playing for a while.
All right. We'd love to keep you out here. Fallback position. There's supposed to be a men's professional league. Maybe they're looking for a big head coach.
And hopefully if you get to be a coach, you won't have any know-it-all players like Paul Sunderland.
Hey, now that I'm sitting on the sidelines, I can be perfect. I haven't made a mistake from over there yet.
All right. How about Volleyball Monthly? This is a team that has lost some close matches. How about their lineup?
Well, I really like Jeff Williams. Very quick, competitive bomber on the left side. Jose Loyola's had a good year. Hadn't played on the beach in a long, long time. Doug Partee very quietly doing a solid job. Alan Allen passing, sometimes struggled a little bit hitting. And Ricky Ludes has been very good, but it's sometimes very inaccurate, giving up a lot of points to his team. And Trevor Sherman, again, like Craig Buck, not getting the ball quite enough out of the middle to open things up and really make this team flow. That's why I think they've lost a couple of close matches.
All right, joining us now, superstar on the Bud 4-Man Tour, star of Team Cup Volleyball, Jeff Williams. And Jeff, what is so appealing about playing 4-man, and have you thought about moving on to the AVP Tour, or are you satisfied?
Well, I like the 4-man the way it's going right now. We're in the initial stages right now, so, you know, we're not as big as the AVP right now, but I really enjoy the game. It's kind of like an indoor game on the sand, and that's what I really like the most, but it's going great so far.
Good.
Well, let's get back to Chris's question, though, for a little bit. It seems to me that you have all the attributes to be a very quick, good side-out player behind the block. Are you going to play on the AVP Tour next year, year after? What are your plans specifically?
Well, actually, right now, I'm kind of playing my own agent right now because I'm trying to get a good deal with the 4-man, you know, to make it look really good. And if it doesn't, I'm coming over to AVP, and I'd love to. I've always dreamed of it. But the 4-man looks like it's growing, a little more money. They're starting to take care of me, so, you know, I like the way things are going. I'll keep you informed, though.
All right.
You've
Jeff
got my home phone number, right?
Doing a great job. 4-man people out there, he wants a big money contract to stay with you guys. Okay, who do you pick? Who do you like?
I like Volleyball Monthly. They've lost a couple of very tough matches. They're going to win tonight.
I have not picked one right this entire season. I'm going with Coca-Cola. They had better win when we come back. Steffes.
Ladies and gentlemen, volunteers and viewers, our match is Volleyball Monthly against Coca-Cola. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's contest. The captain for Coca-Cola from Pacific Palisades, California, House Denver, and UCLA, number 17, Ken Stevens.
All right, Uvaldo Acosta comes out number 2. We're told we have a technical problem with the PA, so we'll pick it up here for you. Craig Buck is out next. 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 6'8" or 6'9", Tarzana, California. Out of Los Angeles and Spring, Texas, Matt Sonicson. Wearing his undershirt. We'll tell you about that a little later. I got the full scoop tonight early. Of course, AJ, a former U.S. Open champion in 1991 with Ricky Ludes. Yeah, he's very, very popular. And Mark Miller. We haven't seen Mark Miller get much playing time yet, Paul, but he is a very good player. He can play in this league. Living now in El Cajon, California, former basketball player. And Dan Hannon, pride of Stanford University. Hannon, good blocker. Okay, let's move over to Volleyball Monthly. Of course, you recognize Ricky Ludes. Hard to believe he's 31 years old now. 4 NCAA titles, a gold medal. And the setter on Volleyball Monthly magazine. Next to him, the A-bomb, Alan Allen. Yes, trouble. 6'2", 220. Kaneohe, Hawaii. Everybody likes Alan Allen. Jeff Williams, former busboy at the Chart House restaurant at one time. We worked together. Service with a smile. How about Jose Loyola, the AVP Rookie of the Year? How much money did he win, Paul, this year?
About $115,000, if I'm not mistaken.
Not so bad. Not so bad for a rookie. Doug Partee, the leading percentage hitter in the 1988 Olympic Games. A fabulous player. Not going back to Europe anymore. And next to him, Trevor Sherman, former UCLA Bruins star. His wife Ann Sherman here to watch him tonight. The former Ann Boyer, Waimanalo, Hawaii. And yes, Wally Goody. He says Ricky Ludes should be a hitter tonight and I should be the setter. He's got the lineup. We'll see if he gets in. All right, explain the rules, Paul Sunderland.
All right, very quickly, some differences, so pay attention here. There's going to be a test later. 2 out of 3 games instead of 3 out of 5. Little different scoring system. First 2 games to 30 points. Points scored every time the ball is put in play until one team gets to 27, and then the score will be frozen thereafter. You must serve to score the 3rd game if we get there. Play to 11. You must serve to score after the first team gets to 7. There's some other differences, but we'll get to those in a minute.
First referee tonight, Bob Oshida. And making his first appearance is Oshida, Rick Olmstead. Olmstead is the under referee. He'll be up in our second match. So Bob Oshida getting a start tonight. Does he know what he's in for?
No.
Yeah, they'll give him some crap tonight. I hope he brought his yellow and red cards. So here we go. Ricky Ludes to serve first. Ludes mostly a hitter blocker type.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ricky Ludes.
Here we go. Best 2 out of 3. Both teams winless. And the first play, Alan Allen dumps it right on Matt Sonicson's head for a point. Point per play scoring. There's Alan Allen. Just 26 years old. Still very young in terms of volleyball playing standards. And that's a point. And Mark Miller going to get a chance to play tonight, Paul.
Well, and playing for Craig Buck, surprising. Of course, we talked to Craig. Everybody saw that before the match. No sign of any injury or illness. Looked fine to me. Maybe just wants to change the chemistry a little bit. And I really think he's been frustrated all season long. Not at Matt Sonicson personally, but just at the way things have worked out offensively for Craig Buck. And I think he's going to sit down, take a look, and maybe can insert himself later on in a different position.
Basically, what all that means is you don't think Sonicson is setting him enough.
Well, I don't. Well,
or well enough.
Well, it's system as well, because remember the number of times that Craig's been stuck out on the left side hitting the ball. That's not his strength.
Okay.
I mean, that is not it. You've got to get him into the middle, get him on the right side, have him hit some quick sets, and really make him part of the offense. And then his blocking is better and everything else. And that hasn't happened for Coke, and it's really affected their success.
Okay, so we won't see Craig Buck, at least in game 1. We're going to see his replacement, Mark Miller. There's Buck. and perhaps wants to get a chance to take a look at Miller, because these two teams will meet again for third place in our championship final, and perhaps Buck wants to see what Miller, he has not played yet, and he's a pretty good player.
Well, that's a very good thought right there as well. Since the standings are basically set, and this is just sort of a feel it out kind of match as we get towards third and fourth place here, take a look at Mark Miller, assess what kind of playing shape he's in, how sharp is he, hasn't gotten that much playing time, so that you know whether or not to use him as a sub later on in a match that certainly counts for some dough.
Dan Hannon with the turn back. Nice shot by Dan Hannon. Once again, point for play scoring. Volleyball Monthly leading Coke 4-3 here early. Uvaldo Acosta with the serve. Ludi's whip it left side, and Jose Loyola thumps it down. Jose Loyola with the kill. He told me just before the match started, I love indoor volleyball. I love it. And he has really played well.
And when we're in Daytona Beach, and I asked him, how do you like the weather here? It was about 130 degrees on the court. He looked at me and says,
I love it.
I like hot. I like hot. And he did too. Took second at the King of the Beach. A great performance for him.
Nice shot. Dan Hannon with another kill. Matt Sonicson with the set. So Dan Hannon with his third kill out of the gate very quickly. And now Hannon will serve.
In the last match for Coca-Cola, we talked about that being the key, and we've talked about it throughout the course of round-robin competition this year. For Coca-Cola to be really successful, they got to get big production out of their middle hitters, and have not gotten it, but trying to get there early in this match, going to Hannon a lot.
Millie pokes it up. Here comes Johnson, and he whacks it away. So AJ, number 11, the 1986 NCAA Player of the Year at USC.
And that's right. Adam Johnson is coming out of the back row, and he's hitting in front of the 4-meter line. 4-meter line, not 3-meter line here in Team Cup, and doing so legally. Adam Johnson is a front court player here, but moving into the back court to specialize, play defense, and then transitions as a hitter. As many players as you want to, you can put them up there at the net to block in Team Cup.
There's Johnson. And Hannon will serve. Coke has the lead by 1. Who did you pick again? Volleyball Monthly?
Yes.
Okay. Marlowe has Coke tonight. Let's hope they go fizz-fizz instead of flop-flop. Sonicson, back set. Johnson puts it away. So Adam Johnson rips it off Loyola for a kill.
Right, even though it's Adam Johnson's off-season, so to speak, of course he dedicates himself to success on the Pro Beach Tour, the season that ended about 2 months ago. But he trains very, very hard during his winter months, and I would imagine he's in very good shape to play this competition.
Was that good? Bob Oshida says no. Lift is called. Bawashida saying, nah, didn't like that. Didn't look good, Paul.
Well, this one was called actually by the umpire down below, and the referees do work as a team. It didn't look so bad on the replay. Not that bad.
Jeff Williams with the serve. And Millie marks one. Millie came from Fort Collins, and that one made it to Boulder on the spike.
Frequent flyer miles on that play.
Wow. Free upgrade. Right side, Johnson. Ludi's has it. Jeff Williams got a very good touch. He'll set Ludi's. Dink. Wow, that was a high dink. Acosta. Back to Johnson. Allen puts it away. So a nice shot by the A-bomb, Allen Allen.
Allen taking his turn from the Adam Johnson book, playing backcourt defense. Now, Allen is a front court player, but specializes in playing defense. Goes down, makes a play, jumps right back up, and then rips off the top of the block.
Game 1, 8-7, Volleyball Monthly with the lead. Back set, Johnson got it. Good set there by Matt Sonicson. And now Johnson will go serve.
You know, I talked about the problems between Craig Buck and Matt Sonicson. I don't think that's carried over necessarily to other combinations. I think overall Sonicson set the ball very consistently throughout the tournament.
Oof, over the top, Allen. Well, what do you say, Paul? If you haven't played with guys and you don't practice very much, the easiest set to make is outside. Back set, front set, the toughest combination of the timing is the quick set.
That's right, but at this level of play, if you cannot get the quick set going, it doesn't free things up like that set to the outside to Allen, particularly in team.
Wow. All right, so Sonicson throws one there. Yikes, we're coming back. 10-8. Stay with us. Volleyball Monthly with a lead over Coca-Cola. 7-player teams, Volleyball Monthly and Coca-Cola battling for 3rd and 4th in the only professional indoor league in America. Team Cup volleyball. Mark Miller gets the kill. A little known fact about Miller, we saw that he was on the USA national team. He was the last man cut from the 1988 Olympic team, and a lot of people thought he should have made it.
Well, it was a very interesting story. Came out of Colorado, played basketball there. Bill Neville, actually an assistant for a long time to Doug Beal, and found him at a clinic and said, Millie, you're 6'9", pretty athletic. Come on down. He had a terrible knee injury. Went to San Diego State, played a little bit there, and just continued to work and work and work, and became a factor as an international player for the United States.
Ricky Ludes will serve, and Miller getting his chance tonight. Buck is on the bench. Will they set him? Yes, and Millie puts it away.
That last cut from any Olympic team is always a tough one to make and very controversial.
Absolutely. Can attest to that. There's Buck. Waiting. Would he come in tonight? Maybe not. Maybe Miller will play the whole way. We'll have to wait and see.
Over the top.
Heck, if I had known that Buck wasn't going to play, I might have to change my, you know, that's a pretty good excuse that Buck's not playing, but I'm counting on
You're
Mark
good
Miller
at making excuses. What's your excuse for the other couple picks?
Well, it's tough to pick Team Cup volleyball.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Tough to pick that because there's no track record.
And I must say, I got a big advantage. I get to pick first.
And you always pick the favorite. Well, you know, how fair is that? You always pick the favorite on every telecast we ever do. You don't care if a team has a chance. You always pick the favorite.
Well, you ask me who's going to win.
Yeah.
And for the most part, I tell you.
Yeah, just like you picked the Netherlands over Brazil in the gold medal final. Well, that was a prediction.
Everybody's got to be wrong every once in a while.
Even Bob Costas went, what the heck is Sonny talking about? Netherlands, you got to be kidding me.
Well, I didn't know that Ari Sellinger was going to play his son instead of the best setter in the world. In his defense, we're just kidding. The other guy was hurt.
Yeah, but his son stinks, so
no,
Paul's right on that.
No, he doesn't. He's just 5'3" tall. The Brazilians hit over him like he was on his backside.
Like he was 5'2". The jam off out of bounds. That's a point for Volleyball Monthly. Let's update you on the score. Monthly 14 and Coca-Cola 11. Here's Trevor Sherman. Sherman should go up to block. That's his power game.
Talked to Trevor Sherman before the match. He's only 25 years old. He's also going to play in the Bud 4-man this coming summer. Just released or mutually left the U.S. national team. A talented, powerful guy and very young. It's big game week all over the country. And when Trevor was recruited out of Hawaii, he went to UCLA, showed up as a freshman, 6'5", 225 pounds. He said Terry Donahue would never leave him alone, wanted to make him a tight end, but just never could do it.
Freshman of the year in '87, NCAA player of the year in '89. That's how Al Skates likes to do it. Come in, you're the freshman player of the year, and all of a sudden, a couple years later, you're an NCAA All-American. If not, you don't play at UCLA.
Well, they got a great team again this year. Jeff Nygaard is going to be maybe the next Craig Buck by the time he's finished playing, and really, really a strong.
He's going to be a starter.
Yeah, collegiate player of the year, and he will be a starter in '96.
I agree.
He's a starter right now on the national team.
Jose Loyola with the serving error. You know who else UCLA has? A new kid from Hawaii, Stein Metzger. Which you volleyball fans get a load of Stein Metzger. He's a tremendous young setter. That's got to be double contact. And Steffes must think he's back out on the beach getting that beach call. The double contact, says Bob Oshida. 16-13 Volleyball Monthly.
Tight action here at the net. Doug Partee cannot get to it. It's set too wide, and Steffes dishing it up there, and it came out ugly and sticky.
Good pass. Back set Johnson. That seems like a staple. Adam Johnson, a tremendous right side hitter. Of course, you know the story about Adam Johnson. Came out of USC, went on to the national team, but then an Italian team offered him $100,000 to come over to Italy. He hadn't even played on the national team like a month, and he said, I got to go. And they said, well, you're suspended for life. Of course, that's a pretty common volleyball story, but if you haven't heard, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but if he wanted to come back, his life sentence would be commuted in a hurry.
He'd get paroled as Coke makes a dig. Steffes, did he get it? No, Volleyball Monthly gets another point. So Steffes could not clear. Ricky Ludes right on top of him.
Steffes has struggled with exactly this kind of play. Dig, the ball set way up in the air, and he has not played indoors in a long, long time. Coming out here, giving it his best, but the timing is just off a little bit.
Doug Partee with the serve. And trying to jam it over with Sonicson. So Sonicson tries to chick it in on two, could not. 18-14 Volleyball Monthly with the lead. Game 1. Coming up a little later, Paul Mitchell and Toyota. Steffes whacks it. Kent Steffes. He told me earlier tonight, Kent Steffes has been working out with weights at UCLA. You know what he weighs now, Paul? 218 pounds. He's really bulked up. He said, I'm getting big for next summer. Want to win every tournament next summer.
Well, he and Karch Kirai train harder and more methodically, more scientifically than anybody else on tour. Adam Johnson works hard, Brian Lewis, Brent Froha, etc. But I'll tell you, Kent Steffes has got himself into the UCLA weightlifting program and is really, really dedicated to that in his work on the track.
Mark Miller was there for the block along with Steffes. Koch trying to rebound here. Ludies over the top. Ricky Ludies with the jam. One of the most talented volleyball players the United States has ever had. He actually took me to a tournament win in the San Diego AA. Of course, Ricky got his AAA out of it. I had been AAA for a while, but it's fun playing with him. Big block, Trevor Sherman up high. Timeout call by Coca-Cola. Sherman towering above and swatting it back. We're coming back. Leading Coca-Cola 20-16. We want to offer our congratulations to the United States men's national team. They qualified last Saturday in Paris, France, beating the Czech Republic. Brian Ivey, match high, 43 kills, 5 blocks, 5 aces. Tom Sorensen, a very important part, 22 kills and 3 blocks. What an important qualifier, Paul. If USA loses that, they don't go to the World Championships.
Well, and the World Championships is like the World Cup, soon to come to the United States in soccer. Much more difficult tournament to win than the Olympics because it's a much bigger field. All the best teams are there, whereas only 1 or 2 teams from Asia, 1 or 2 teams from Europe, etc., go to the Olympic Games because the field is limited to 12 teams. Really prestigious winning the World Championships. And the United States would have been an embarrassing situation not to qualify, particularly with their history and hosting the upcoming games.
Costa thumps it through. Point of reference, the United States will go to Greece to compete in that World Championship. And also, interestingly, Brian Ivey off the men's team, Tammy Liley off the women's team, named the USOC Volleyball Players of the Year. So a little update on the USA national team as Kent Steffes puts one through.
I think both our men's and women's teams will do well at the World Championship. The women are ranked significantly higher than our men's team right now in their competition. I would think that they would be favored to win a medal, certainly at their upcoming World Championships. The men will be, I think, happy at this point to maybe finish in the top, what would you say, top 8?
I would say if the men, are you talking about in the World Championships?
Yes.
Well, the goal would be to get a bronze, I think.
Oh, that would be fabulous,
yes,
I think.
That would be ecstasy.
They're still rebuilding, got a lot of young guys on that team, Duncan Blackman, Jeff Nygaard, who we've spoken of. The average age of that team has gone way down.
From the oldest geezers in the tournament to young pups. Good play there. Nice set by Sonicson. And Steffes will serve. One-hander.
Nice save. As a setter, you better go up there aggressively. Bring the ball back to your side. Make plays happen offensively. 22-19,
Ludies. Nobody there. Koch is coming on now. Look out. Looking to fizz one is Johnson. And he does.
Just because you picked him, but you got to take Adam Johnson's line on the right side. Loves to hit away from his
he hits
body.
cross court just about the same amount, Paul.
Which ball's easier to dig?
Well, for me, they're both easy, but what do you think down the line is tough for you?
Yeah, it's on you much faster. It's a much shorter distance, and also that's his favorite shot. Funnel Adam Johnson cross court, particularly from the right side. Ball travels a greater distance across the court. You got more time to react and get in front of the ball.
Here comes Trevor Sherman, Volleyball Monthly in purple. Koch is in red, of course. Johnson, dink, Ludies is there. He knows his old beach partner. Loyola blocked with Hannon's head. Loyola, and Loyola puts it away. I think the biggest surprise of Team Cup volleyball, in my opinion, perhaps with the exception of Mark Jones, is the play of Jose Loyola indoors.
Well, not only has he not hurt his team, he's been very, very positive influence. He's attacked the ball well from the left and the right side. He's blocked the ball pretty well, and this is a kid who hadn't played indoors virtually at all, be it in Brazil or in the United States. His beach partner, Anginho, spent a lot of time indoors, and I was surprised and disappointed that he didn't get drafted. He was a top setter in their junior program, but Loyola has not played much indoors.
Acosta is Ruth. Ludies was there with Sherman. It's an all UCLA front line with the exception of the Brazilian. The Bruins and the Brazilian
Ricky Luty's can flat out block. Trevor Sherman is there. Look at that, reaching, piking into the middle of the court, and Luty's in perfect position to get the stuff.
We got a football that cost Trevor Sherman a point. His little toe was on the line, as Allen telling him there.
Pretty aggressive move by Trevor, jump serving, and he's been doing it several times.
I got a trivia question for you, Paul. After this play.
Okay.
Let's see if you can get it. See how up you are. You studied. Jeff Williams. Wow, he was under by about 6 feet. Good play by Williams. He did a little dance, but both feet were way, way under, and a point for Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you got to call this. This is the most dangerous play in volleyball, and you have to enforce it. You have to call it. There's no contact, but Jeff Williams is at least a foot on the opposition side. You got to call that to protect the players.
I'd like to welcome all of you who just tuned to Great Western Team Cup Volleyball on Prime Sports Network. Chris Marlowe and Paul Sunderland. As Volleyball Monthly magazine, one team going up against Coca-Cola, Team 2. This is Wally Goodrich checking in. Been a seesaw battle here in Game 1. As you look at the stats on Wally Goodrich, 3 national championships. 26-22, Volleyball Monthly leads Coca-Cola. Stay with us. We've got a great night of action for you. In our nightcap coming up, the 2 best teams, Bob Staverlik and Team Paul Mitchell, goes up against Steve Timmons and Toyota.
Volleyball Monthly just out-scrambling, outworking Coca-Cola right now, and making good transition plays to the outside. Allen, Jeff Williams have really led the way offensively. But a couple of service mistakes, and in Team Cup Volleyball scoring system, that has cost Volleyball Monthly a couple of points back-to-back. 27-23. Both teams are frozen now. If you follow Team Cup Volleyball, that means you have to serve to score a point. Previously to those freeze points of 27, it's point per play. Good pass. Goodrich. Nice dig by Johnson. Adam Johnson got it up. Goodrich. Back set to Partee. Wally Goodrich really wanted to play some tonight. He came over and he talked to you. He says, don't you think I should be sitting? Then about 10 minutes later, he came over. He says, Paul, don't you think we'd be better if I was setting? Tell Ricky to let me set. Well, the team captain, player, coach is the setter, loves to set. Ricky Luty's is a good setter, but I think he's better when he just concentrates on hitting and blocking. Trevor Sherman there again. That's a big block. Trevor Sherman, schooled at UCLA by Al Skates, and I'll tell you, if there's any legacy Al Skates will leave, maybe the best blocking coach in the history of collegiate men's volleyball. You come out of there knowing blocking fundamentals. Little dink shot. Nice play. Mark Miller getting into the action. Miller gets his 3rd kill. He's got a stuff block. What does Al Skates do to you if you come over to UCLA and you can't block? You don't play. You don't play. He knows that's the easiest, quickest way to score points. Serve tough, block. You take a lot of stats. That's right. You go through those rotations endlessly. Of course, Al Skates, the great legendary coach for the UCLA Bruins. 14 NCAA championships. Nice play by Mark Miller, who's getting into the action. Hannon was there. Miller and Hannon, the big red machine up front. Well, Miller at 6'8", still jumps extremely well. Look at him. He's got his head over the net. Good physical talent. Hey, he's 6'8". He should have his head over the net. Well, there's an ace. I'm going to give you a stat here. How many aces does that make? Coca-Cola and Volleyball Monthly, how many aces do those teams have before that one right there? In the match? In the entire Team Cup Volleyball this season. 3. None. That's the first one. That's how pathetic the serving has been. Adam Johnson with the first ace, and maybe why these 2 teams are battling for 3rd and 4th place and not 1 and 2. Well, serving's not as big a factor in Team Cup because you miss a serve, as we've already seen from Volleyball Monthly, it costs your team a point. But you got to find a way at this level of player to serve tough, put some pressure on, and still be able to score. But Ricky Luty's shows you the real way to score out here. Blocking, that's what this game was designed to do. You move the 3-meter line back, lots of digs, lots of rallies, 3- and 4-man blocks. This is a good set to the outside. And not such a good set. That ball was well off the net, and Steph was just trying to keep it in, actually aiming at the block there, hoping something good would happen. We're playing to 30. They give it to Steffes again. He dinks. You know, it's funny, Ricky Luty's, when he plays against Steffes on the beach, you know, Steffes has kind of solved Ricky Luty's. He doesn't get blocked a lot, but in here, Luty's is just stuffing him. He's all over him now. Well, and let's remember that on the beach, Ken is always lined up on his best side, the right side, although I think he's effective on the left. But Luty's got an advantage here, certainly. Ricky Luty's, oh, and he pounds one down. Let's check Ricky Luty's kill total. He has 2, but he has 2 big stuff blocks, as he will serve. Playing to 30. 2 out of 3 to 30. You look at the front line of Volleyball Monthly magazine.
Acosta waffles one out of bounds. So Uvaldo Acosta with the hitting error, and suddenly Volleyball Monthly with point game in game number 1.
Got to be selective when you said Uvaldo Acosta. Very good passer, but not going to give you too much on the outside against this big block.
Miller rams it home. Mark Miller with the Thunder.
That's a tough rotation. We'll have to remember that one probably in game 2. Mark Miller and Uvaldo Acosta. Miller really the only hitter up there in the middle. That's a situation where Volleyball Monthly can double and triple team him and force the ball to the outside.
Of course, you remember that great Labatt's team he was on back in 1988. It was a dominating team in Team Cup volleyball. I think until they get suds in the finals, right? I think so. There's a put away. And so Coca-Cola will have it. 29-26 playing to 30. There's Kent Steffes. That's what he looks like with his clothes on up top and his hat and sunglasses off, as Mark Miller will serve, former basketball player at Colorado State. Pretty good one, too. Back set. And Allen detonates one right through the block.
Allen and Jeff Williams doing a good job here. You know, Doug Partee has been quiet offensively so far, but time to block a ball.
Of course, Allen, if you're not familiar with him, came out of the University of Hawaii. Same first name, same last name. Nicknamed the A-Bomb.
An announcer's dream.
Yeah. Allen, nice dig. Set it left. This could do it. No, not yet. Hannon was there. Dan Hannon blocks Jeff Williams. Jeff Williams playing a lot of four-man. He's saying, where did all these guys come from up at the net?
It's too crowded around here. I'll tell you, Jose Loyola and Jeff Williams, a little confusion there as to who's going to swing for game point. Not a good time for there to be any hesitation or doubt.
A 3-point deficit. Coke trying to make it up here. Trailing 29-26. And Trevor Sherman looks great. Wow, did he hit that one hard. Number 7 in purple.
You look at Trevor Sherman and you see how inexperienced and young our national team is, and you think, boy, wasn't there a spot for him in the middle? But with Brian Ivey and Bob Samuelson and Jeff Nygaard, I guess there just wasn't right now, and they went their separate ways.
Sherman cranks one. They whip it left side. Acosta puts it away. I think the problem with Trevor Sherman, he's an excellent hitter and blocker and a good physical player, but he's just not tall enough. Internationally, he's like 6'5 and a half, 6'6.
And that's small for a middle blocker this day and age. You've got to cover so much territory. You've got to cover the quick, get out on the X, get to the back row attack, and he's a little bit on the small side.
Right side, Jeff Williams pumps it through. Now, if you're wondering why we say small, well, you take the Dutch team, their middle blockers are 7 feet, 6'10", and 6'8".
And we're not making them up here. I mean, their lineup is unbelievable. They bring in their small guy in the middle for their quicker offense, and he's 6'7", 6'8".
All right, here comes Wally Goodrick. Goodrick to serve. This is for game 1. Hannon dink. The A-Bomb has it. Will they set him? Yes. Can he detonate? Williams had it. Goodrick to his former beach partner, Ludes. And Ricky Ludes hits it off his former partner, Adam Johnson. So the beach trifecta, as Volleyball Monthly magazine wins game 1. We'll continue. More Great Western Bank Team Cup volleyball on the Prime Network after this. Western Forum, Great Western Bank Team Cup Volleyball Monthly with a 4-point win over Coca-Cola. Chris Marlowe back with Paul Sunderland. In Team Cup volleyball, it's consistency. You cannot make the dumb play, and I think Coca-Cola, they always have a couple spazzy plays right in the middle, and they never get rolling.
Well, it's really plagued them all season long, and I talked about the connection of Matt Sonicson with some of the hitters, and they look very good, very smooth early on in the match, and then for no apparent reason, there's just a messed up play, and it cost them, particularly in this format. You know, the game was very, very close. Craig Buck sits out, but he's warming up now, and we'll see him back in the match. And when you look at the numbers, you know, it comes down probably to unforced errors, and you got it. Coca-Cola 11 hitting errors in that very short game, as it turns out. Of course, under Team Cup rules, you play here quickly. Blocking Volleyball Monthly, an outstanding job, and really, I thought Allen and Jeff Williams were very, very good. On the outside, you dig a ball, you got to be able to convert.
All right, the crowd here at the Great Western Forum, not too bad. Fans filing in, and we should have a great match. Now Craig Buck is in after I picked him. The big fellow lurking at the net, number 7. And we'll see how that changes the complexion of the match. It should, shouldn't it?
Well, right now, Coca-Cola was outblocked significantly in game one, and Craig Buck taking a look around, and he's going to start matching up against some of the hot hitters, and he's got some tough chances here, though. He's got to go outside against Jeff Williams or Alan Allen, and Trevin Sherman's been good as well.
The Offensive Player of the Year in the 4-man beach tour. He was named the best server in the world in 1986. He's been the best blocker for the last 10 years. Do you agree with the statement that Buck is the greatest blocker the United States has ever had?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay. We finally agree on something.
Well, but I mean, if you want to qualify it.
No, I don't want to qualify it. Is he the best or not?
I
the
think
greatest.
so. In quote, the only qualification I would put on it is in the modern era. Okay, you come.
Well, who's better in the olden era?
Well, John Stanley was a great middle blocker. There were.
He was great, but not as great as Buck. Well, I saw Stanley.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you. If you just be quiet for a second, I'll explain myself.
Okay. All right.
What I mean is, in the era of multiple offenses and back row hitting and things that have become so complex and so complicated as a middle blocker, Craig Buck is far and away the best in my opinion. I didn't see John Stanley at his peak, but I heard he was dominant, but in an era when the game was much slower and much more straight at you.
Love John Stanley. Love John Stanley, but he didn't have the physicality of Buck. That ball is blocked.
Well, Stanley was pretty big. And, you know, 6'7", 6'6", yeah.
Star of those early outrigger teams, the Outrigger Canoe Club, and of course you have to put Steve Timmons in that category. I think the three best middle blockers. Of course, there are a lot of other great ones. John Alstrom was great. Wink Davenport, the famous referee, was a great middle blocker. So Trevor Sherman will serve. We're back from memory lane. Game 2, 2-2 is our score. Volleyball Monthly needs to win. And the ace right there. So Trevor Sherman really turning it on. As he is really ripping this jump serve, Paul. That's the most aggressive, except for the football. Watch him come.
That's his confidence in making it, because he misses this one here, and it costs his team a point. We would like to certainly close this match out 2 straight if they can.
Millie up high. So interestingly, Mark Miller, number 14, and Craig Buck in the lineup at the same time, and Dan Hannon going to sit out.
They go with a jumbo lineup. They get outblocked 8-3, and Craig Buck knows it's the easiest way to score points, particularly when your team is struggling, siding out. You got to score points in bunches.
Coca-Cola has just been a few points short, a few plays short. You look at a play like that, that costs your team a point. So let's update you on Coca-Cola. Steffes, Johnson, Acosta, Buck, Miller, and Sonicson the setter. Right to Millie. Doug. That's legal. Miller. And Miller, they call a lift on him. And Coca-Cola can't believe it.
Well, it didn't look pretty, but I'm not so sure there was anything wrong with it. Here's the first part of the play. Pretty good dig by Volleyball Monthly. Ludes makes the save. Now focus on Mark Miller right in the middle of your screen. You know, just kind of noogied the ball over the net. Maybe it was just called on style points.
Is that what that's called? Acosta with the rip. Nice shot. Uvaldo Acosta.
Well, we talked about Trevor Sherman, and Uvaldo Acosta, if he were 4 inches taller, he'd be a world-class player, but just at 5'11", 6 feet, just hard for him to compete. Not hitting and passing and defensively, but blocking, it's very tough for him.
That was Buck and Miller, 6'8", 6'9". And Buck with another block. How good can Buck block? Very, very well. And you and I know, Paul, he can make the guys around him much better, as he did with you and I.
Well, people get so concerned with Craig Buck that they start hitting the ball right to you because they don't want anything to do with Buck, and he is so fundamentally sound that if you hit the ball at his hands into his territory, you're going to get stuck.
There he is
right
again. Yeah. So Miller and Buck patrolling. There he is.
Do you remember that for the longest time, as we get another look at that block, he was in Doug Beal's doghouse.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into the starting lineup, and Beal was just working him and dogging him, and well, eventually Doug got the best out of him.
He's got a 20-month-year-old boy, Jason Buck, who's here tonight. And Jason already was blocking some balls in the locker room, playing like an orange. Womp, womp, womp. Steffes serving. 4 up. They go on Loyola, and he hits it out of bounds. So just the presence of Craig Buck in the lineup has done wonders for Coca-Cola. They have their biggest lead of the match, 8-5.
Well, look at this block now. I like this lineup.
Yeah.
You got Sonicson, the little guy, out on the right side at 6'5", and then you got Buck and Miller, both 6'8", 6'9", and good blockers. Where are you going to go? And then Steffes comes up to help out.
Someone from Coca-Cola touched the net.
I'll tell you, I really like this lineup. And then you've got Ubaldo Acosta and Adam Johnson back playing defense. This is probably Coke's best solution. They just should have come up with it a couple of nights earlier.
So Jose Loyola with the serve. His team trailing by a couple. And Miller tomahawks another one.
Well, the first experiment with changing the taste of Coke went over like a bomb, but this change is working out pretty well. Mark Miller out of the middle. Connecting well with Matt Sonicson, and Sonicson has continued to work with his middle hitters, making some good adjustments to get him the ball.
Partee up high. Doug Partee. It's amazing how often in volleyball, when you're the hitter and you put one away, you go back to serve the next little moment. There goes Partee. He'll serve. Receive of Coca-Cola, primarily Johnson and Acosta. Buck is in there just a bit. Good pass. Sonicson slam dinks it. Good play. All right, we'll take time out. When we come back, more Team Cup volleyball. It's 10-8. Fans here tonight sending in some very special ones.
Look at that. Beautiful lady in the stands. God, you're lucky. That is Mrs. Marlowe. Lori Marlowe and that bouncing baby, Mackenzie Marlowe. How old now? How old
Is she a
now?
gorgeous little doll? She's 7 weeks. This is her first appearance at Team Cup volleyball. She wants a scholarship, and yeah, she likes it.
How old is she now, Chris? 5 weeks?
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
7 weeks.
Time flies.
Mackenzie Marlowe.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hope she jumps better than her dad.
Hey, me too. I hope she jumps like her mom. Like when I popped her the question. Ah! No. All right. UV will serve Acosta from deep. Chris Marlowe, Paul Sunderland, of course, with you. Volleyball.
Both teams taking a lot greater risk serving the ball. Usually in Team Cup, very, very conservative, again, because of the unique scoring system. But Trevor Sherman kind of led the way, bombing some jump serves. I like it.
10-8, Coca-Cola with the lead. Come on. AJ Dink. Willie can't get there. Nice shot by Adam Johnson. And so Coca-Cola will have it.
Talked about Jeff Williams, one of the best defensive players out on the four-man tour. Former All-American at UCLA. Got to get there with the left hand. You got to have the right pancake and the left pancake as well.
Matt Sonicson with the serve. Oh, no play, and Allen hits it out of bounds. No, they called it in. Wow, I thought that was out.
Must have been right on the sidelines. Ricky Luty's an outstanding job completely faking out the block of Coca-Cola and Allen all by himself.
Allen leaving tomorrow to visit American Samoa, where he was born. He's going to do a volleyball clinic down there. He said they have volleyball fans galore. It's a volleyball happy place. Allen just 26 years old. He's finishing school down at San Diego State, working on his degree, and he wants to go to dental school someday. The A-bomb. How would you like to say, who's your dentist today? Well, the A-bomb will be working on your molars.
Sounds like Catch-22. Remember Major and Catch-22? Hi, I'm Dr. Allen, and I'm here to fix your teeth.
I'm here to detonate your little incisor there.
Pretty good pass, combination play, and this is what has plagued Coca-Cola. They play so smooth, they get a lead, they block a couple of balls, and then just flail one out of bounds.
Left side, Steffes, can he put it away? Luty's got a piece of it. Ricky back set. Steffes got it up. They'll set Steffes. And he hits it into the bottom of the net. Thank gosh he's rich and doesn't have to rely on his indoor game to make him money.
Well, if he played it, he'd be maybe as good as he is on the beach, but that's where his dedication lies, and coming in this round-robin exhibition format and struggling a little bit on the left side.
You know, it's really interesting here at the Great Western Forum. They have this huge video screen, and when the player makes a mistake, he always looks up there to see, are we doing the goat shot today? Is it the goat shot? Steffes. Volleyball Monthly, buy one over Coke. Team Cup volleyball, what are they playing for? $7,000 per player on the winning team. 4-3-2. How about the awards?
Also some individual awards. Championship sponsor MVPs, $500. Championship, you can pick up a little extra money on down the line, but basically the winning team going to take home $42,000.
All right, here we go. Adam Johnson rejected. Doug Partee and Ricky Ludes, they blocked together for 4 years at UCLA, and they're blocking beautifully tonight.
Well, fundamentals just don't seem to leave you once they're ingrained, like riding a bike. Look at the hands. Ricky Ludes reaching into the middle of the court, and just a little nod and a wink says, yep, for years we've been doing that.
It went right back over the net. They whip it over to Loyola, and he jams it off Sonicson out of bounds. The question is, did they see it?
Oh, that's an obvious touch.
I saw it. I saw it. It looked like it hit Sonicson, but he is trained in the UCLA school of never say anything.
Well, this is a good play by Loyola, and really a sophisticated play for somebody who has not played indoors all that often. He pushed the ball successfully into the block and then out of bounds, but was not rewarded with the correct call.
Good play by Sonicson to fake it. Good fake here.
It's hard to tell in that angle because the ball really is between the hands of the attacker and the blocker.
Adam Johnson, the best dig of Team Cup so far. One-arm Zulu job, the spear job. Now Cook can get a point. Sonicson, Johnson. No! It's blocked back by Trevor Sherman.
Same thing. Unforced error, rears its ugly head. Great dig by Adam Johnson. Hang your ground in the middle of the court. This is not a great set, and the ball is hit right into the bottom of the block. Trevor Sherman scores it out of the middle for Volleyball Monthly.
Here comes Sherman. Look at the defensive statistics on Johnson. Always been a great defensive player, indoors and out, and Trevor Sherman racks the Casbah.
I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I think he's being so successful is your mindset as a passer in Team Cup is pretty relaxed. You're used to getting the lollipop, and here comes Trevor Sherman kind of rewriting the rules here.
Trevor, God, he's serving hard. And it's helping. Steffes off speed. A-bomb was there. Partee off Miller. Good play by Mark Miller to register the stuff.
Doug Partee is a chopper and a mover of the ball around. He's not going to really ping it out of the middle. You've got to set him a little bit farther off the net, let him maneuver around the big block of Miller and Buck.
Johnson with the serve. 4 contacts. Good play. Partee got a little knuckle on it. Coca-Cola gets a point.
Ludes trying to go right back to his former Olympic and Bruin teammate, keep him in the match, trying to set him again. They miscommunicate, misconnections once again.
Bruins will set Bruins all the time if they can. Johnson with the rack. And off the hands, out of bounds, Jose Loyola. So Loyola gets the kill. Jose, interestingly, he just bought a new car, Toyota Celica. He's been lifting weights at the Spectrum Club, and he is still dating his beautiful girlfriend, Pamela. I said, yes, Pamela.
And I said, how about next year? I was talking to him in the locker room before the match. He says, well, I'll start the season with engineer.
Yeah.
But it was interesting when he said it.
Yeah.
You know, well, I'll start the season with him, and we'll see how he is and we do, and after that, it seems like it's fair game. He's right into the swing of it, changing partners on a weekly, monthly basis, whatever you need to do to win.
Kent Steffes' best hit of Team Cup so far. Jump serve not working.
How many kills does Steffes have? It strikes me as he has another.
He has 6.
He has 6.
Yeah, but he's got some errors, too.
Yeah, you know, overall, he's tied for the lead on his team with Adam Johnson, 20 kills coming into the match. I guess I just expected him to play a more dominant role on the left side.
Well, Wally Goodrick is in. He's living up in San Francisco now, working for a company called Montecito Sportswear. Yeah, I talked about Wally Goodrick. I said, what's so great about living in San Francisco? He said, well, I've got a female roommate. It's platonic, and the odds are so much better up there. Acosta is rejected. What? The blocking for Volleyball Monthly. I mean, they should do a blocking clinic in the magazine.
Yeah, they should use their own players to do a pictorial essay on how to block the ball.
Goodrick still serving, and he serves an ace. So Goody doing his thing. And suddenly it's 20-15 as Coca-Cola having trouble receiving. Wally Goodrick, the lefty. He had a very, very colorful career. Wally Goodrick started on the AVP tour. Played with the likes of Ricky Ludes for a while and had a pretty good career. I believe he got a third in one tournament.
Third in Phoenix one year with Ricky, and then they went their separate ways, and it was a mistake for Ricky, actually.
Then on to the 4-man tour, where he was very, very successful. He was the 5th player picked in 1991. Interestingly, Alan Allen was the #1 player picked in all of four-man a couple of years ago. He was a #1 draft choice. Kent Steffa is coach, captain, entrepreneur. How has he done in his career? Well, they're never going to have to run a benefit for young Kent Steffes. 19 wins on the beach in 93, a new beach record at 18 and 92. Look at those career earnings, Paul. He said, as he was asked, are you surprised to be the youngest ever to top 1 million? He said, I don't even care about that. I want to be the youngest to get to 2 million.
Right, and 5 and 10, and he will be.
Yeah. How much could he make, theoretically? He's 25 years old. How much could he make in his career if he plays to, say, 35?
$10 million.
Do you really think, though, that much?
Yeah, because, well, I don't think we've even scratched the surface in terms of prize money.
Okay.
I think after the 96 Olympics, when beach volleyball is in the Olympics as an official medal sport, you're going to see $250,000, $500,000 tournaments on a weekly and monthly basis. I mean, this year, I checked it out.
Yes,
both Kent Steffes and Karch Kiraly made more money as pro beach volleyball players than Andre Agassi did on the ATP Tour. Now, Agassi did not have a great year this year, but that just shows you how far the sport has come. They both made more than Andre Agassi, and when you add endorsements to that, they're making a significant sum of money. I have dreams about the kind of money they make.
Your time will come, Paul. Your time will come.
Running out of time.
21 to 15.
Better happen in the next couple of years.
If you're wondering, they both made over $400,000. Karch was the leading money winner on the beach with his King of the Beach winnings. Sonicson sets left to Acosta, and Acosta fizzes one past the block.
Well, just to put that in some perspective and close the book, financially or otherwise, on Kent Steffes, it was not so long ago that Mike Dodd led the Pro Beach Tour in prize money, and he was in the mid-30s. I think it was
$32,000, 1985.
Yeah, I was going to say less than 10 years ago, and it is amazing how far it has come, and I think we've only seen the beginning.
Sonicson sets it left, and Acosta racks it home. UV Acosta, he also lives in San Francisco. He's doing modeling for Macy's. He's a runway model. He's a good-looking guy. Look at him. You know, strong,
distinctive look.
Comes down the runway and probably dives out there and makes a one-arm dig. 21-17 Volleyball Monthly, and what a shot by Ricky Ludi. So Ludi's getting a chance to hit off Goodrick. Of course, Ludi's dropped Goodrick way back when because he thought he wasn't quite big enough to win a tournament. And maybe he was right.
Well, it turned out to be not a good decision at the time, but anytime you change partners in the middle of a season, when things are going good, bad, or indifferent, but he dropped Wally right after they played so well in Phoenix.
Yes. Sonic send a puck, and Buck hammers it. Yoo-hoo! Buck almost took Goody's 2 shoes off, you know what I mean?
Look at this. That is the best connection that Sonicson and Buck have made all year long. And Goodrick hanging in. Almost ruined that relationship, platonic or otherwise.
Ouch. Left side, Alan Allen. And here comes Johnson. Oh, is he fast? Is he fast? 22-18. Alan Allen, is he jumping? Woo! Alan Allen. He got that by Mark Miller. Wow. Take a look at Adam Johnson sprinting.
Look at that. Look at that. Didn't even have to go down. And then this is just a remarkable hit by Alan Allen. That ball is about 3 feet the other side of the net. That slicing off the angle.
There is the A-bomb. You know, he tells me that he wants to play on the AVP Tour, and he's going to try it. You know who he wants to play with? Ricky Ludi's. I said, hey, no kidding. Who doesn't?
Well, Ricky's certainly one of the top players in that group. Who's Brian Lewis going to play with? Who's Adam Johnson going to play with? Who's Ludi's going to play with? Who's Randy Stoklos going to play with, for that matter? So a lot of questions will be answered, and some of them, you know, people should pay a close look. Since we're indoors, there are going to be 4 indoor beach tournaments this year, the Avion Indoor Series. I know we're going to Washington, D.C., Chicago, and New York, and the 4th site skips my mind at this particular time. Somebody's just told me in my ear, Detroit, thank you very much. And, you know, so the season is getting longer and longer, and some of those decisions will be made fairly early.
Good set left side, and Williams hits it into the bottom of the net. So we're going to Motown indoors. That'll be on the AVP Pro Tour, as Willie can't believe it. And now Matt Sonicson will serve. And that ball is out of bounds. So Matt Sonicson gets the point. 23-21, Coca-Cola trailing. You look at Sonicson wearing that undershirt. I want to get that story in. It's kind of interesting. Get to it when Sonicson does something well. Okay, he got a dig. See if Coca-Cola puts it away. No, Johnson could not get by Doug Partee.
You got to get a good set in transition. This ball's dropping way inside, and Adam Johnson is really just trying to hit the ball into the end blocker. Doug Partee makes something happen. Not against Partee. Allen serving for Volleyball Monthly. Up 3, 24-21. Drink by Steffes. Oh! Boy, Loyola taking lessons in how to chop off the angle from Allen.
So Jose Loyola showing that the weight work may have helped him. Volleyball Monthly now 25-21 over Coca-Cola. And another block. So Volleyball Monthly is just racking up the blocks. That is their 14th block
In 2 games, and 2 fairly quick games because of this scoring system. No side outs until we get to 27. Loyola, Sherman, Partee, and Ludes. They're just getting their hands on everything, and Coca-Cola lucky to get the ball by.
Of course, we're talking about Matt Sonicson and his undershirt. He's wearing the undershirt of the Baylor Bears. His father, Tom, is the head coach for Baylor. They've had their best season yet, going to be in the Southwest Conference Tournament. And he started wearing an undershirt last year when he was in Switzerland because the uniforms were made out of polyester and they itched. And it was also about 20 degrees over there. He said it was just freezing cold, so he got used to wearing that undie shirt. There's Sonicson. A couple of national championships. Won't fly on the beach, though. A little too hot out there, although some players do wear shirts.
Just depends how much they get paid to wear.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. That logo is, you know, worth some dough. 27-23, Coca-Cola hoping for a miracle. Volleyball Monthly won game 1. VB Monthly, the magazine trying to get its initial win ever. And Loyola easily over the top and down.
Boy, they are siding out extremely well right now. They're at the freeze point. Doesn't do them any good. They got to serve to score, but getting possession easily right now. Allen, Jeff Williams, and Jose Loyola.
So Williams will serve. Good pass. Steffes, and the dig goes out of bounds. Now, Kent Steffes, if you know anything about volleyball, you know that he is an investment banker in his spare time. And he told me what his investment philosophy was today. When you're going to buy stocks, buy mutual funds, he says, buy when the skunk is on the table.
What does that mean?
That means when the stock is stinking it up, when it's at the lowest point, buy when the skunk is on the table. Of course, that doesn't answer the question, what do you buy, Kent? You know?
There are lots of dead skunks every day. It's just which ones are going to die and come back as sweet-smelling roses. There are a couple, though.
He's been pretty happy as the market went over 3,700 the other day, so he's racking it up. Costa. Oh, what a play by Goodrick. Can he hit? Ludes put it away. So Ricky Ludes, but a fabulous play by Wally Goodrick in the backcourt, number 10 in purple. He got a knuckler up. We mentioned that Wally Goodrick had been on the television show Studs and acting like a stud on defense that time. Another dig. Volleyball Monthly, Partee rejected. You have to be really careful when you try to dump in Team Cup volleyball because any number of players can block, and they're all usually up at the net.
And know what they're doing.
Coca-Cola with the serve. And Ludes with the kill. Just going by us, Barbara Boscovich, the Tiger person. And that big ASICS Tiger tournament this year for men's volleyball, Barbara. 8 teams down in San Diego in February. Yeah, all right. Woo. She's dropping off a couple of beautiful ties. for Paul and me?
Well, that one says to Chris.
Oh, okay, I'll take it. All right, you can have yours later. 28-23. I tell you, our producer Al Winter is going to be mad when he sees these guys. Into the net, Volleyball Monthly 1 point away from wrapping it up here. The Monthly has been too tough. The editorial section has been great. The advertisements, better than expected. Editor-in-chief, Ricky Ludes, has been magnificent. Ubaldo Acosta will serve it.
Too little, too late. Allen almost right there to make a good dig inside.
Allen. Steph is trying to save it here. Millie with a save. Goodrich, back set to Ludes, and Ludes fires it out of bounds. So Coca-Cola trailing 29-25. Ludes 6 kills, 5 blocks. Partee 4 kills, 5 blocks. Sherman 7 kills, 3 blocks, 2 aces.
Nice shot.
Good effort. This is only match 1. Stay tuned, because it's a doubleheader. Bob Stavertlich and Team Paul Mitchell will be coming up. Steve Timmons, you saw him in the tees. His hair is a little longer now, trying to lead his Toyota bunch to a victory. The 2 best teams in Team Cup volleyball coming up. This could be it. The ball is dug up. Volleyball Monthly trying to put it away. They go to Allen. Oh, and he explodes Adam Johnson's face. Detonation.
That was a heat seeker right at the end. Allen, if he told you the truth, would say he missed it a little. That was a riser, and caught Allen caught Adam Johnson right in the face.
If we can take one more look, we hope it in fast heat.
Maybe later. Oof. Oof. Oof.
All right, we're coming back.